started sharing the stream. Where did I find that? All right, let's get started. Ooh. So. Hmm. Oh, okay. So we're actually news bound right now. Probably gonna wait this out. Look at some other pairs instead. UJ not affected too much. Oh. I think we should buy. If you have no, what's the self? Ooh, could have been really good from. holding the bubble. Ooh. That's sketchy. Mm. Hello.
Bro, I fuck heavy. Oh, with with the music.
Ooh, let's go. Yeah, it's giving a really good, Monday vibes.
Yeah, it's straight fire. How we doing, Jason?
Doing good, start of another trading week. Just looking at some plays right now that I could have probably entered or set up on Sunday or at the end of the week actually. So yeah, just currently continuing and looking for some more plays for the week. We are actually in some major news right now on USD. That's why we have this like big push.
What
here.
is the major news?
What was that again? ISM manufacturing PMI, some PMI news.
What, 8:30?
No, right now 10.
10.
Yeah. So that's why we got like a really big push here earlier. Right there. But I'm looking at a play right now. If you see,
I was gonna say, have we taken any trades?
Nope, not yet.
Jason.
Couldn't get up for London session today, unfortunately.
Jason.
I know.
The early bird. The early bird catches the worm, baby. Come on now.
Yeah. But I'm looking at this play right now. Let me share my screen.
Go right ahead.
I don't think I can yet. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you good.
So yeah, if I set up, if I could have set up this 15-minute lower high here and let it run through, that's a really clean play, rejection zones.
And then you could have added another entry here, put your stops here, and then just ran it to the tops.
Yep.
Guys, this is definitely a little bit of an earlier entry. Like, turn on the market structure candles. You'll see that maybe color hasn't changed until we started breaking those previous highs, developing a 4-point uptrend.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Stops here. But still, though, nice play overall.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Last week, I think we need to talk about, kind of the big discussion of last week on the equity market. I mean, we go take a look at SPX. You should probably change the title of this YouTube. Be like, is the equity market are we going into a depression? I mean, like, go look at I'll share my screen real quick.
Okay.
So if we take a look at, markets right here in a nutshell, this is a pretty crazy environment in context of just what's going on here. Let's just throw on market structure candles here and just take a look at where sentiment is as a whole. And we just, as of last week, broke the weekly lows once again. So, I think the big question this week for everyone watching, everyone tuning in, are we going to set sail? Are we going to expect this further decline? Obviously right now that's all you can expect, but it's an interesting time, and you kind of look at right now from a technical perspective, like where price is and what's going on. Like, you're literally pinning at previous lows over here, right? Orders are just being filled, so you probably just get small corrections like you do in here, and who knows? This could be a very, very interesting week. S&P now, though, on a 2-month decline after October closing here. And Jason, we didn't even talk about it. Welcome to Q4.
Yeah, Q4 has now begun.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it until taking a look at October.
Yeah, 3 more months left to the year.
Year went by fast, huh?
Yep.
Crazy.
Gotta end it with a bang.
Facts. I mean, it definitely looks like the S&P is going to be ending it with a bang. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I don't know who said it. They were like, oh, one bank said S&P is going to be back around 4,000 by year end.
Mm-hmm.
And
4,000.
maybe like up here. But yeah, I mean, next key level sitting in kind of near 3,200. It's kind of your next major region. After that, we start dropping down into here. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of free room left. And when looking at that, you also got cryptos to kind of take a look at. And I see cryptos kind of pulling down more than pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
I see further downside for sure. And that'll just go in tandem with the equity market.
Yeah.
And then XRP actually, I mean, if you look at XRP's technical structure, Jason, what does that look like to you?
Ooh.
Probably not.
It's coming.
Yeah, bro, that's a straight long and a half. There was some news that came out with regards to XRP the other day. Somehow, one of the judges basically just, wrote off and said that part of the case just said that, they found no wrongdoing on Ripple's side and just gave further upside. That's why we saw like this huge little pop
appreciation there. Let's go.
Thursday into Friday right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you got some good correctional movements here. You get that to break, you correct this, and you can really start looking for some new highs in there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah. Nonetheless, though, what a time! What a time!
Yeah.
You've been taking a look at gold.
Yeah, looking for some shorts.
What if we break above?
Well, then we change.
Jason's like, nope, gonna look for the trap right there.
Yeah. We're still very, bearish.
Change screen. Tell me how you would set it up.
Okay.
Let's see.
Sec. Gold. And then we also had this huge push on silver today. So I think this was caused by the news too. But here you go. Where did I set this up? I think on the 2 hour. Yeah, on the 2 hour. So I had it set up here because of those very close, rejection zones. I did check with, the daily first as well. And
the daily's bearish, no question.
We are very bearish.
You're on the weekly.
Oh, that's a weekly. On the daily, we're still very bearish. And yet,
yeah, of course.
And looking at this structure here, you can see it did push down. We did get that pullback, but
the pullback's just a straight impulse right now. It's just 2 points,
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I tried to look for some entries on the 4, but
you should be looking.
We already have them.
Entries.
This is now. When it ends.
Like a crazy high risk trade would be let it wick through the level. This is a good lesson, by the way, for people. Someone would ask all the time, right? Watch, right? This is a phenomenal concept. They're like, I want to throw an order right at the daily lower high, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they go ahead and they're like, I'm going to put a sell order here. And the problem with a concept like that is that while you might be right, it could wick through and still close below, and then eventually, you get that downward movement. But the problem is taking an entry here and not knowing how high this could wick, right? And I think you could say that for anything at the end of the day, but zoom out a little bit. For example, imagine this pulls, and you were to put your stop above here or above here. Still, imagine if it wicks through and still closes below, right? Well, kind of sucks, right? So that's why, for me personally, let it touch, wait for the close, then drop down to a 30-minute or an hour. Just look for that. Yeah, look for that breakdown. like obviously, Jason, where your entry is, I mean, that's the point right now. You break this, then you're
Yeah.
looking for the sells. But for the moment, anything that's counter, you're still looking for, that
Yeah.
further upside of what's going
Yep.
on
Yep.
right now. Jason, baby, you just dialed in.
Yes, we are.
Locked in, Jason. I mean, that's what happens, when we just get focused.
Ooh, but we might get some
Jason's
pullback.
like, I could have taken that short-term buy right there.
I might actually look for some sells right now.
Jason getting excited.
From here.
Yeah, but then you're trading a play that is so minuscule in context to structure. Like go to the like 30-minute or hour. Like look at where that line is. You would literally be trading the pullback of what would be developing a maybe higher low.
Yeah.
You got to also ask yourself these questions, right? Like, go take that play for example.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to that. And this is why I always say you can't intraday trade like people all the time. They come to me and they're like, should I day trade? Should I intraday trade? Swing trade? Or this is what I want to do first, right? Like I want to be a day trader. Well, I'm like, are you a good swing trader? And they're like, no. Well, I'm like, well, you can't be a good day trader if you're not a good swing trader, because higher time frames is what dictates direction. I dare someone to try to disprove me on that. It's just no one's gonna argue with me that a 1 minute time frame is what dictates the show here. Now let's settle down, right?
Yeah.
So when you understand that concept, you're like, oh shit, I need to be a good swing trader first before I can even be a good day trader. That's just factual,
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, on times like these, you have players who try to trade these plays. And let's say this 5 minute higher low, and they'd run it from that 1976 area down into like this 1665, right? Well, you got to really ask yourself, is the 10 points worth it? And they would be like, yeah, totally, 10 points totally worth it. Well, I'm like, all right, well, let's add some variables to it. You got to account for at least 1 point in, 1 point out, right? For spread wise, when you get in, when you get out. Then you're down to 8 points that you have left to work with it. And then you're like, oh, is 8 points really worth it? Well, yes, if you could acquire all 8 points. Yeah. And when we're trading, right, we're trying to just simply say that when we break through here in the general concept, we're going to go down. The question is, how far do we go down? That's always the subjective part. Does it actually get here or not? Do we stop midway through for whatever reason, right? And so we'll take those variables into account. After your 1 point in, 1 point out, you're left with 8. You're kind of like, okay, well, the likelihood of it pushing at least 25% is high. That's typically, 25, 30%, maybe 40. That's kind of what you want. Mm-hmm. And that'd be like 3 points. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Versus, go to your hourly play now. Right. And you look at this play right here. Reset the screen. You're working with most likely, let's say right now, like, eventually that tops off, it comes down, and then you take the trade, you're going to be working at least, with 27 points. Yeah. And that's something that you got to realize. It's like this 27 points, that's there's such a higher probability of two things happening. One, that you're going to be in profit. And that's always a big goal, because being in profit, now obviously you want to make profit, but being in profit is important because then you don't have to necessarily think about the drawdown, which is annoying and things like that. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But secondly as well, the other highly probable part would be the fact that if the price does start to push in your area, you probably get points to adjust your stops to. You know what I mean? Yep. So good concepts in there. I would only, say that it's, but once again, the way I view the markets are subjective. But as time goes on, Jason, I'm just going to be more of an asshole about how I view it with the automated systems and how it just continues to prove otherwise. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like V2 today, bro, on fire. Like 40 trades straight.
Ooh.
Anyways, yeah, bro. We loaded a fourth connector. And yeah. Anyways, it's going well. It's just to be mindful of the fact that we're playing, like with probability, and it's not to say that you can't take that trade, but the reason I'm bringing up that tends to become like a norm of traders, ideas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you had a bankroll, different story.
Yeah.
But Jason, this is the first trade of the week, chat.
Yep.
You know how I like to start the first trade of the week?
Uh-huh.
With what I call base hits. In a baseball game, right? Instead of hitting a home run, you just hit it so you can get on base.
Just to the next base, yeah.
Right?
Yep,
Think about that. You want to take trades where you can develop, a little bit of a bankroll for yourself, right? Go up 1%, 2%, 3%. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday comes about, and then you're like, oh, I can unload the clip a little more. I can be a little bit more freely. Versus like, you decide to get all exciting in the beginning of the week. You take some of these high risk plays, and now you're down, 0 for 2, 0 for 3. And then you're like, fuck, I gotta really compete to like kind of, finish the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the play. Right now, though, this is just fun to watch always. Go back to the 4. This zoom out, just watching price attempt to break out of a daily point. And, a lot of times, right, you look at this and it's like, well, you always want to just ask yourself, why is it stopping or having the difficulty that it's doing? And it's always warranted by what's to the left of it. Zoom out, take a look to the left. Right there, right? You just major lows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
All my supply and demand traders are like, oh, entry, stop, take profit. 45 to 1 risk to reward. And a lot of times, like, what, that's the whole point, right? Like, it doesn't work, but they're like, the one time it does, it hits big. I'm like, yeah, but that's so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, listen, like, I don't know, actually. Like, I was going to use this metaphor. Like, think about this concept. Like, would you go to the club to try to meet with someone and try to get the most beautiful person that you found attractive, right? But the chances of getting that person are so slim. But you're going to go every single night. You know what I mean? You're going to dress up. You're going to get ready. The whole 9 yards, Jason, right? Every night. And every night you show up empty-handed. But then once a month, you happen to get the date with the person. Versus like, you go to a club or whatever, and instead of like going for the top meat, you go for, I don't know, something that maybe is more probable to get.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's all personal preference. Like, some people, they're willing to, endure that length. Shit. I mean, I've met so many people out there, bro, where like in the end of the day, they would rather say, you know what, I'll sit out there all day. I'll bring the lunchbox.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the right answer. I'm just saying it's a concept.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just so biased on the way we go about our trading because I think it's the most sustainable. But at the same time, there's millions of market participants that kick ass. So shout out to you guys as well. Jason.
Yeah.
Go take a look at Apple and Meta real quick. And these have been some equities that take a little longer time frame. You can take the rejection zones off. These are some of the equities that
What play is this?
That's a W right there. That's what I look for.
Ooh.
My man. Way to stay dialed in, Jason. By the way, guys, we are running a 50% off your first month on Excelsius. Use code 50OFF to get 50% off your first month. www.pinksand.co/Celsius. Link in the description. You know, damn, Apple looks like it's got some heavy support. I'm not gonna lie. Like, do you see the Warriors right here, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like they got full lines of command in here, you know?
Yeah.
But then you look at like Facebook, go look at Meta, looks like ass. By the way, they're coming out with a new piece of technology. I think this October. It's a new VR headset.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oculus? Ah.
Yep. It's an updated one now, and basically this one brings a sense of like more of a hybrid, you know, kind of system of like reality and augmented. Like it tracks your face, it tracks the work. Like, there's just improved features like that. Did you also hear about the Tesla robot that came out?
I did hear about that. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I think in the end of the day, like, you know, would you get one for 20,000? That's
No.
that's literally gonna do everything for you?
Nope.
Why?
Not unless I have, you know, like, I mean, but I don't know.
But see, look, I'm gonna hit you with this concept right here, right?
Okay.
And this is it's gonna rock you, I think. You already use robots in your day-to-day life.
Okay.
In everything you do. Like there are automated solutions in everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like name me, unless, I mean, I was gonna say, like, unless like personal care, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like shower and taking care of yourself and all that, which it tends to be a manual process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else is there? You know?
Yeah.
So like, it's. I mean, in my opinion, like I completely agree with like the vast amount of society where they're just like, oh, this new Tesla robot, not for it, not going to do it. But in my opinion, at the same time, it's just simply the evolution of what we already have.
Yeah.
Are you nervous that it just like turn on you one day?
Well, no, not really.
Okay.
Like maintenance would be one thing, right? Like future updates. It's the first one. So basically, it's the first iPhone. So
What are the stock real quick, by the way?
wouldn't you wanna wait for like a newer version instead?
I mean, there's always going to be a newer version of something.
Exactly.
So then you would always be waiting with that theory.
Because like something that I do is, if one person gets a robot, let's say, right, like, or a few, right, let's say 100 people, 100 of the richest people in the world get,
I'm sorry,
there'll be like 500, right?
I gotta stop you for 1 second right here. Can you fucking believe we're talking about robots right now? Like the concept of getting one? Far out. Continue, Jason.
That's right. But in the, like, with those 500, like those first users, right, they would be able to give, more feedback, things that they want the robot to do, things that Tesla didn't even think about. And then they're gonna come out with a newer version, or maybe even update just the software of the current one. But the newer version will be better, right? So I would rather wait and see. Like we'll see, like we'll get one on in the office.
Well, I mean, Jason, the final outcome would just be a sentient robot.
Oh, that's a bit scary though.
I mean, listen,
It's
I think
creepy.
we already have it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been plenty of examples over the past couple of years when Facebook created its own AI language, and then the AI developed its own language, and they were unable to, read it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think at the same time, we've seen in the past, like, have you seen the robot Sophie and some of these others? Like, those are, in my opinion, like pretty sentient type of type of things. I think
Mhm.
with the current tools we have through social media, I believe that is the number one way to kind of harness a sentient mindset. Because if you think about it, like Twitter, let's take Twitter for example. That's like an extension of someone's consciousness. Tell me not.
Yeah.
You know, like for the most part, people are getting thoughts and then they're immediately updating those thoughts in context to, you know, what they feel. And so imagine if a robot was able to kind of pull up, all of the collective data of a given idea from a social stream. There would have to be a baseline of a viewpoint there, which of course could adapt and evolve with time. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like I feel like this the tech's already there for it to happen. Um, but yeah, bro. I mean, Tesla coming out with a robot now, just Musk in general. Um, and the funny part is, you go back a couple of years, and he was the one, telling people all the time, like, we shouldn't get into AI, we shouldn't really be doing all this and all that. But I guess maybe he's at the point right now of like, I guess if you can't beat it, join it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like a funky time period we're going into. I mean, we're talking about being symbiotic with technology, with Neuralink and putting tech inside of us, and. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like people think like, oh, I would never put a Bluetooth chip in my brain, But then I'm like, well, you already wear the watch, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're now wearing technology. So, we went from where technology was on our desk to eventually a mobile port, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're wearing it. So what would be the next iteration then? If you look at the evolutionary trait, eventually we're going to want to pair with it.
Yeah.
It's just natural, you know? And then I propose a question of like, well, then what really makes us human in the end of the day? Does that take away being human? I don't know.
It's gonna be a new evolutionary phase then.
It's a whole new fucking world. It's crazy. Like in 40 years from now, politics are still going to be on some of the traditional issues that we have today. But like,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be like, Jason, do you believe that we should or should not pair with technology? It's like, it's kind of far out when you think about it.
Yeah.
Completely far out. But nonetheless, I try to tell people all the time, I think the future is very obvious in which way we're moving.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's so vibrant and obvious, if you didn't get a chance to get involved during the tech boom, right, don't miss this opportunity either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're doing such extraordinary things from, developing two simultaneous worlds, such as a potential multiplanetary species, environment with time,
Yeah.
space. And then secondly, this, just kind of evolutionary world of digital and just becoming more immersed with it,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, crazy times, my man. Crazy times. And there's never been a better time to be a trader, right? More and more people are getting access to the internet. Gives more validity and just overall juice to the text.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Jason, hit them with some of the top plays for the next couple days.
I was looking at.
I think that gold is one of them.
NZD.
That gold is one of them for sure.
Yeah, that gold. Probably the gold one.
Look at that
Oh,
wick.
look at that wick. Yeah.
Look at that wick.
I'd like, since it's been just 2 hours into this, right? This could be just like what? Imagine it just picking off and going back up to here. If it does that, then that's a really good, ooh, win from here actually. Ooh,
Yeah, so I
okay.
think gold is the top play. S&P is the top play.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Ooh,
yeah, I mean the shit's bearish, Jason.
yeah. Very bearish.
But I always say that. Like you could clip me on some of them. Like back in the day, I'll be like, "Oh, we're tanking on S&P," and then like the Federal Reserve will come out. They'll say one thing, like one thing, Jason. Leave it there, and you'll just see like. I'm not kidding, bro. That's like how it happens all the time. Such a scam of a market. It's such a scam. Like, think about that, Jason. Imagine like they have rules in place that they're like, oh, Jason, you want to be able to short the market? No problem. But if the market ever drops too fast, we're going to shut it off for the day.
Ooh.
Yeah, the circuit breaker rules is bullshit. I mean, I understand why, but like still.
Yeah.
Let's create a fair play. Like, don't limit someone on the ability to,
Yeah.
Look at that candle, though, Jason. That could be a nice long. Not. I don't know. Let's talk about it. If we want to take longs on the S&P, how would it happen?
Above this higher high.
Jason looking at it 36.80. Let's see the daily. 4 hours a good point. That's a good point on 4.
Yep.
You got straight room on the daily too.
But we're still bearish on the day.
But go to the 4. Mark that level. That's the point.
Above this. Right.
Yep. Got a clean run into here.
Okay. Go to like lower time frames then. Ooh. See how, I don't know. Excelsius said we're gonna bounce back.
And it's just been playing like trampolines the whole time.
Yeah. So I would go to the 5 minute. Ooh, 5 minutes. Sells? This could actually be good sells right here. Excelsius probably buy here.
So, yeah, it's definitely long. Got some sell signals coming out though.
Oh, we did get some sells. Oh. Ooh, extra confluence.
Jason.
Might be it. So let's mark
Excelsius doesn't tend to be wrong.
Uh-huh.
It's that 91% hit rate right there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Attaboy, Jason. You know the business.
It's like a third. That's the third level rejection zone too. So.
Hey, Jason. What do you think about NFTs?
NFTs.
What do you think about them? Would you ever get involved?
Of course.
Would you ever create your own NFT one day, Jason?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Of course.
Jason, you'd have to give me one, of course. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. Jason, we talked about this. Lower time frame corrections is not the way, my man. You're being excited watching the trade goes through.
And then
Jason,
it goes through.
Don't even start with me. You're literally gonna be the person that provides the liquidity for the continued run. Why don't, if you anything, stop looking for the sells and just wait 17 points and look for the long? Because here, I'm gonna change your mindset. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. How many candles, my man, does it take for a structure to develop? 3, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay. Equity market closed at 4, which would mean go to the hour. It's 11 right now, which means this has to close. Next candle has to pull back. That's 12. Third candle has to break the high. Now that's 1. Now, basically, you have 3 hours to take this trade, or you have to wait for it tomorrow. Which the likelihood of that developing is what, Jason? Probably unlikely. Unless you got a break here, and then you can start running it down.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying. But you probably got short-term longs right here, by the way. Because this monthly higher low is irrelevant because we broke it. I don't know why you still have it.
Well, I just work it down so that, because like if you see respects, right?
Draw that 2 and 1 hour lower high. One we're breaking?
This one?
No, this one? Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
The question is, Jason, is it worth from here to here?
No.
I mean, it's like 20 points. You could try.
To buy? From here to there?
Short term.
I don't know.
Short term. Jason's like,
nah.
Too much risk.
Yep.
Too much.
See how Excelsius respects that monthly higher low, right?
Of course, right into the rejection zone, Jason.
Exactly. Sells. Continuation on the fifth 5 minutes. But you're right though, because that huge bullish candle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think right now, like this is Larry, you saying hi. I think ultimately, this is what we're gonna see throughout the week, and we'll kind of send them off with the top plays here, Jason.
Yep.
I think you got short-term S&P buys potentially above that 3680 handle up until that 3730. No. I mean, your kind of target would be there, but you got that first 4 hour lower high sitting here. And then I think, after that, I think the gold play you had is really good. I think that's a wonderful play as well for the sell. If not, you can look for the longs, but the long right now is a little bit dicey.
Yep.
Yep. Break above that 1688 handle. You could expect further upside. And then, some of the FX pairs you're looking at.
The 2 hour here went through
nicely,
yeah.
Yeah.
Very late though.
Play. Yeah. Comes out of the rejection zone, breaks the point of market structure.
Yep. Euro. Ooh.
Could be a good sell. Or buy. Depends on what I would do. That's why, like when I mean, you're definitely looking for a long, higher time frame. Yeah, I would just long it.
Yeah, probably.
Jason, that's a huge long to the upside. Let's go. I think the Zoom's going to cut out in like 5 minutes. But
yeah, it didn't. Alright, we are gonna be finishing off the stream here in a bit. I'm just gonna mark these levels here. And yeah, guys, if you want to try and use Excelsius, go ahead and check the link down in the description. And we'll see you tomorrow.